Sorry, bud, you gotta turn around. Look, you gotta follow the arrows this year. Thank you. Yep.
What's up, Harlem? I'm Pete.
And I'm Shayla. And
this
this
is
is HNN.
Welcome back to another episode.
I know we've been at this school thing for some time now, but it's always nice to get some new tips throughout the year.
Have you been having trouble with online school? Well, boy, do I have some tips for you. Find an area in your home that you can turn into a designated study spot. Get rid of anything that may distract you from doing your schoolwork. Make sure you actively participate in class. Excuse me, I have the answer. And that's it.
All good reminders to help keep those grades on track.
Next up, Casey has a pretty fun announcement about something coming in the not-so-distant future.
My name is Olivia Frieden, and I'm here to talk about Down Syndrome Acceptance Day. Down Syndrome Acceptance Day takes place every year on March 21st, because when someone is born with Down syndrome, they have an extra 21st chromosome, meaning 321. This is very important to me because my baby sister, this is a picture of her, she was born with Down syndrome, and I want her future to be equal. Just because someone looks different, or talks different, or acts different, doesn't mean that they don't deserve basic human rights.
I want to be a
I believe without everyone working together, this will never be equal. We all need to get together and work together to fight for fairness for all people. I make it my responsibility to tell as many people as possible about Down Syndrome Acceptance Day. And I'm asking you to do the same. Tell your parents, tell your sister, tell your grandpa, tell your neighbor, tell your bus driver, I don't care. Tell as many people as you possibly can, because without everybody, things are going to remain the same. I am asking everyone to wear crazy socks on March 19th this year so we can observe National Down Syndrome Acceptance Day.
happy Down Syndrome Day.
I look forward to participating and seeing all the fun socks.
Something that hasn't been that fun this year is college admissions. With all the stress of COVID, this one stressful process has become even more stressful for many students.
College applications, the daunting task awaiting many high schoolers at the start of their senior year. Entering your information over and over again, asking teachers for recommendations, locating your transcripts, and even deciding where to apply. It's complicated, and in a time making the lives of most of the world difficult to say the least, the Harlem class of 2021 was not spared. I've gotten the chance to speak with some Harlem seniors aspiring to attend top universities in the fall, who were able to speak more about their experiences.
The hardest part for me was essay writing.
The college personal essay.
I think for me it was the essay question.
It was hard for me to write about personal experiences that, were hardships and times in my life that made me who I am to a complete stranger. I had no idea who was going to read it. I had no idea if they were going to like it,
You want to make sure to cover everything that makes you, you, but sometimes it's hard to know exactly who you are.
They want an essay to show that you stand up, that you're going to help their college. And they want it to, but they also want it to be personal to you. So writing just exactly the right essay was really tricky to get down and took a lot of revisions for me personally.
For me, the most difficult part of the application process wasn't even the application itself. It was the waiting. After you submit the one thing that's supposed to reflect your entire life and aspirations, you're left with nothing more than a confirmation email and several months of waiting until that decision is made.
You cut and paste together this amalgamation of a profile that represents you, an entire being, a person, all in the hopes of acceptance.
Certainly, I was affected by the situation, by the world today. Everything was virtual, so normally I would have done some college visits. Over the summer, I wanted to do some visits. Instead of doing a bunch, I only ended up doing one, which made it a little harder to make my decisions because I didn't quite know what I was signing up for necessarily.
Campuses were closed for a long time, so you couldn't go and take a campus tour, and it was viewed through a computer screen. A virtual tour is not the same. You don't know what the campus is going to be like, if you're going to like it once you get there.
All the changes, I'm sure you've heard, the test optional policy changes, the delay of decision dates, other changes in what will be weighted. Will the school do a holistic review of your application? There were just so many changes happening.
Getting reference letters was especially difficult. You hadn't seen in a while, and suddenly you have to ask them for help for a reference letter.
I didn't really have any casual conversations about college with my recommenders and mentors from school since I hadn't seen them since March.
Teachers weren't able to give as much of the same advice that they normally would have or as much aid.
When you look at the big picture of your life, you find that this time period is really insignificant. The stress you're experiencing is only temporary, and for the most part, it's only in your head.
Definitely, I think the stress will hurt you more than the actual application process will.
I have high blood pressure just thinking about it, and I think about it all the time.
It's important to realize that even now, we have the opportunity to still apply for colleges. We still have a lot of good opportunities ahead of us. And there are a lot of people who have been very supportive, like teachers, parents, friends, family, community.
Definitely see what you can do to learn from it and grow, because that's what life is for.
Good luck to all the seniors that are still in the process and waiting to hear back from their college of choice.
COVID has definitely interrupted some activities this year, including clubs, but many of them have adapted and still continue to meet. Tati's here with one of those clubs, the Multicultural Student Union.
About 10 years ago, there was a minority parent concern group that was formed in the Harlem School District. There were a number of requests or protocols that came from that, and one of them was a student group for students of color to have a place and a voice to go to. I would talk to kids about the club or the program. They had some background, they had some knowledge on it, but they would say, oh, you're talking about the Black Club. So back in 2014, I brought it to the group and I explained my concerns and suggested that we change the name. And we pondered and kicked around several different names, and the president at that time came up with a Multicultural Student Union, and that's what we've been called ever since. Do quite a bit with MSU. We go out into the community as well as other schools. We speak with staff and students. We went to several elementary schools as well as the middle school. We participated in professional development here at the high school. We have also branched out into the community. We have been contacted by the Rockford School District as well as the Hononegah School District just to get some information about us. What do we do? How did we form? How do we conduct our meetings and that type thing? One of the things that we are able to do within MSU is we create a space where students can have a voice, and that voice is not judged. We don't cast judgment on anyone. You can speak your truth, no matter what that is. But we want to provide a safe place where you can talk about your concern and we can come up with problem-solving solutions in a positive way. but what's the best way that we can educate this person that you may be having an issue with, and how can we change that idea or perception that they may have. The club is open to anyone. All are welcome. If you're interested in joining, all you got to do is, talk with one of your teachers. You're more than welcome to get with your counselor or come down to Student Services and see any administrator, and we will let you know what you need to do, and we'll have a conversation about the program and get you going.
And that's the show, Harlem.
Like us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's because I looked at you.
It's because you looked at me.
I want to do that so bad. Okay, and we're gonna go and no, we made eye contact and I was weird.
That I just said. That's it. She's done.